You might not eat candy. You might skip dessert every night. And you may even tell your doctor, I don't like sweet foods, but what if sugar is still quietly showing up on your plate every single day? Let me tell you about William, a 67-year-old ex-construction foreman from Michigan. For years, he prided himself on avoiding sweets, no cookies, no cake, no soda, but his energy kept dropping, his waistline kept expanding, and his joint pain kept getting worse. His doctor ran tests and found his blood sugar was creeping into the pre-diabetic range. William was stunned. "But I don't eat sugar," he said. That's when his doctor asked him to track everything he ate for 1 week. What they discovered changed everything. If you're over 60, hidden sugars in every day. Foods could be affecting your energy, your weight, your joints, your mood, and even your heart without you realizing it. Welcome to Senior Age Health Facts, your trusted home for clear, science-based health guidance designed specifically for older adults. Today, we'll uncover where these sugars hide, why they matter more after 60, and what you can gently do instead. If living healthier every day matters to you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video. So why does hidden sugar become such a significant concern as we age? The answer lies in how our bodies change over time. As we get older, our bodies handle sugar very differently than they did when we were younger. Muscle mass naturally declines, sometimes by as much as 3 to 8% per decade after age 30. Insulin sensitivity may decrease, which means our cells don't respond to insulin as effectively, and our metabolism naturally slows down. That means the same foods you tolerated at 40 or 50 can have a very different impact at 65 or 70. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adults over 60 face higher risks for several serious conditions closely linked to excess sugar intake. These include type 2 diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver disease, and inflammation. Related joint pain, but the impact of added sugar doesn't stop at blood sugar levels. Excess added sugar may also contribute to fatigue after meals, weight gain concentrated around the abdomen, increased triglycerides in the blood, and even brain fog and mood swings that many people dismiss as just getting older. Here's what makes this issue particularly tricky. Much of this sugar is not obvious. It doesn't always taste sweet. In fact, sugar is often added to foods that taste savory or tangy, and it frequently appears in products marketed as healthy, low-fat, or even senior-friendly. Think about that for a moment. The very foods you might be choosing because you think they're better for you could be working against your health goals. William discovered this firsthand. His morning routine included a bowl of heart-healthy granola with flavored yogurt. He'd have whole wheat bread with his lunch, a cup of canned vegetable soup for dinner, and a glass of orange juice every morning because he thought it was good for him. Every single one of those foods contained hidden added sugars, and together they were delivering more sugar than if he'd eaten a slice of cake. According to Harvard Health Publishing, added sugars contribute to inflammation throughout the body, promote weight gain especially around the midsection, and create metabolic stress that our aging bodies struggle to manage. The National Institutes of Health has also noted that aging bodies process sugar less efficiently, which increases our sensitivity to blood sugar swings. What might have caused a small spike at age 40 can trigger a much larger response at age 65. The American Heart Association recommends that adults, especially older adults, limit added sugars to support cardiovascular health. For most older adults, that means keeping added sugar to no more than 25 grams per day for women and 36 grams for men, but hen sugar is hidden in everyday foods. Most people consume far more than that without realizing it. So the question isn't just, do I eat sugar? The real question is, where is sugar hiding in foods I trust? Let's look at some of the most common places sugar hides in plain sight. These are foods many seniors eat regularly, believing they're making healthy choices. Yogurt sounds healthy, and plain yogurt absolutely can be a nutritious choice, packed with protein and probiotics. But many flavored yogurts contain as much sugar as a dessert, sometimes 20 to 30 grams per serving. That's nearly an entire day's worth of added sugar in one small container. Food manufacturers often add sugar to improve taste after removing fat, so those low-fat yogurts that seem like a smart choice, they're often loaded with added sweeteners. Why does this matter? Frequent sugar spikes from foods like sweetened yogurt may worsen insulin resistance over time and increase inflammation and throughout the body, which can aggravate joint pain and contribute to heart disease risk. What can you do instead? Choose plain, unsweetened yogurt and add your own fresh fruit, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a small drizzle of honey if you need sweetness. This way, you control exactly how much sugar you're adding. Many breakfast cereals, even those labeled whole grain or high fiber, contain significant amounts of added sugars hidden under different names. Look for terms like cane sugar, brown rice syrup, malt extract, corn syrup, dextrose, or maltodextrin. These are all forms of added sugar. Granola and granola bars can be especially deceptive. They're marketed as healthy, natural options, but a single serving can contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar or more. Why does this matter? Starting your day with a sugary breakfast can cause your blood sugar to spike quickly, followed by a crash mid-morning. This leads to fatigue, irritability, and often overeating later in the day as your body tries to stabilize its energy levels. What can you do instead? Choose plain oatmeal, eggs, or unsweetened whole grain cereals. If you enjoy granola, make your own at home using oats, nuts, and just a touch of honey or maple syrup. You'll use far less sugar than commercial brands. This one surprises many people. Sweeteners are commonly added to bottled salad dressings to balance the acidity of vinegar and create a more appealing flavor profile. Even dressings that taste savory, like Italian balsamic vinaigrette or French dressing, may contain sugar, or high fructose corn syrup or honey. Why does this matter? When sugar is combined with refined oils and consumed regularly, it may increase inflammation in the body and negatively affect heart health. For seniors managing cholesterol or blood pressure, this hidden sugar adds an unnecessary risk. What can you do instead? Make your own simple dressing with olive oil, vinegar, or lemon juice and your favorite herbs and spices. It takes less than a minute and contains no hidden sugars. Or look for dressings with no added sugar on the ingredient list. Many canned soups contain added sugar to enhance flavor and balance the saltiness. Even varieties like vegetable, chicken noodle, or tomato soup. For seniors who are already watching their sodium intake and monitoring blood sugar, this combination of high salt and hidden sugar can be especially problematic. A single serving of canned soup can contain 5 to 10 grams of added sugar, and many people eat more than one serving at a time. Why does this matter? The combination of excess sodium and sugar can elevate blood pressure, increase fluid retention, and contribute to blood sugar instability, all of why. CH are concerns for older adults. What can you do instead? Make homemade soups using fresh or frozen vegetables, lean protein, and low-sodium broth. You can make a large batch and defreeze individual portions for easy meals. Throughout the week, sugar is routinely added to bread to improve texture, enhance browning, and extend shelf life. This includes white bread, whole, wheat bread, hamburger buns, sandwich rolls, and even some varieties of sprouted grain bread. Even small amounts of sugar in bread add up significantly when you're eating it daily at breakfast, lunch, and maybe dinner too. Why does this matter? When you're consuming bread multiple times a day, those to 2 grams of added sugar per slice accumulate quickly. Over the course of a week, you could be consuming an extra 50 to 100 grams of sugar just from bread alone. What can you do instead? Look for bread with no added sugar or choose bread with whole grains lists. TED as the first ingredient and less than 2 grams of sugar per slice, or consider alternatives like lettuce wraps or using vegetables as a base for sandwiches. Even 100% fruit juice contains concentrated natural sugars without the fiber that whole fruit provides. When fruit is juiced, you lose the fiber that helps slow down sugar absorption. What you're left with is a concentrated sugar rush that can spike blood sugar levels quickly. Store-bought smoothies are often even worse. They're frequently made with fruit juice as a base, sweetened yogurt, added honey or agave syrup, and sometimes sherbet or frozen yogurt. A single large smoothie can contain 50 to 70 grams of sugar. That's more than 2 days' worth of added sugar in one drink. Why does tea matter? Liquid sugars are absorbed more quickly than sugars from solid foods, which means they cause faster and higher blood sugar spikes. For older adults with reduced insulin sensitivity, this can be particularly problematic. What can you do? Instead, eat whole fruit instead of drinking juice. If you enjoy smoothies, make them at home using whole fruits, plain yogurt, leafy greens, and de-water or unsweetened almond milk. Keep portions moderate, about 8 to 12 ounces. Have you been eating any of these foods regularly? If so, you're not alone. Comment guilty below. There's no judgment here, just awareness and the power to make better choices moving forward. Now let's shift from awareness to action. These changes don't require perfection or strict dieting. They're gentle, sustainable shifts that can make a real difference in how you feel. You don't need to become a nutrition expert or memorize complex charts. Simply start looking at things on food law. Bells. First, look for the line that says added sugars under total carbohydrates. This tells you exactly how much sugar has been added to the product, separate from naturally occurring sugars. Second, aim for foods with fewer than 5 to 6 grams of added sugar per serving when possible. And here's an important tip. The ingredient list matters more than the marketing claims on the front of the package. Words like natural, healthy, or wholesome don't always mean sugar-free. If sugar, or any of its aliases, appears in the first 3 ingredients, that product is likely high GH in added sugar. Whole foods don't need added sugar because they already have natural flavor and nutrition. Here are some simple swaps that reduce sugar naturally without feeling restrictive. Instead of instant oatmeal packets, choose plain rolled oats and add your own toppings. Instead of fruit juice, eat whole fruit, an apple, an orange, or a handful of berries instead of canned soup. Make homemade soup using fresh or frozen vegetables and low-sodium broth instead of flavored yogurt. Buy plain yogurt and add fresh fruit yourself. These swaps don't require extra time or complicated recipes. They simply shift you toward foods that nourish your body without hidden sugars. Here's something encouraging. Taste adapts. When you gradually reduce sugar in your diet, your taste buds become more sensitive to sweetness. Foods that once tasted bland begin to taste naturally sweet again within just a few weeks. Let me share a story. William, the construction foreman I mentioned earlier, stopped adding sugar to his morning oatmeal. At first, he thought it tasted flat and boring. He missed the sweetness, but he stuck with it, adding cinnamon and sliced banana for flavor instead. 3 weeks later, he told his wife something surprising. Apples taste like dessert now. I can't believe how sweet they are. His taste buds had reset, and once that happened, he found that he didn't crave added sugar the way he used to. This is not about willpower. It's about biology. When you reduce sugar consistently, your body adjusts and it becomes easy. Over time, not harder. The key is to make changes gradually. Don't try to eliminate all sugar overnight. Start with 1 or 2 swaps and let your taste buds catch up. Protein slows down sugar absorption, which helps keep your blood sugar more stable and your energy more consistent throughout the day. Instead of eating toast by itself, try toast with eggs or a smear of almond butter. Instead of eating fruit alone, pair it with a handful of nuts or a piece of cheese. Instead of crackers by themselves, add some hummus or a slice of turkey. This simple strategy supports steadier energy, reduces cravings, and helps you feel satisfied longer. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet this week. Start with just one change and build from there. Replace your flavored yogurt with plain yogurt and fresh fruit. Swap 1 sugary drink per day for water, herbal tea, or sparkling water with a splash of lemon. Read 1 food label on your next grocery trip and choose a product with less added sugar. Small, consistent changes add up over time, and consistency beats perfection every single time. Try one of these changes tomorrow morning and come back here after a week to share how you're feeling. We'd love to hear from you. Let me tell you the rest of William's story. After William discovered where all that hidden sugar was coming from, he made a decision. He wasn't going to diet. He wasn't going to deprive himself. He was simply going to become aware and make better choices 1 meal at a time. He switched to plain oatmeal with berries and walnuts for breakfast. He started reading labels at the grocery store. He replaced his daily orange juice with a whole orange. He made simple vegetable soup at home instead of opening a can. Within 3 weeks, William noticed his energy was more steady throughout the day. He wasn't crashing mid-morning anymore. Within 2 months, he'd lost 8 pounds without trying. His joint pain eased, and when he went back to his doctor, his blood sugar levels had dropped back into the normal range. His doctor smiled and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." William didn't change everything overnight. He became aware, and then he acted 1 small step at a time. You deserve to feel strong, energized, and confident in your body again. You deserve to wake up without joint pain and move through a day without exhaustion, and you absolutely have the power to make changes that support your health without feeling deprived or overwhelmed. Here's my challenge for you. Start with just one small change. Tonight or tomorrow morning, replace one food. Read one label. Pair one carbohydrate with protein. That's it. Just one thing, and if this video helped you see your food a little differently, please subscribe to Senior Health Facts so you don't miss the next step in your health journey. Share this video with a friend or family member who shops or cooks with you, because when we support each other, change becomes easier and always feel comfortable discussing dietary changes with your doctor or dietitian. They know your personal health history and can guide you toward what's right for why. Our specific situation, let's answer some of the most common questions we hear from viewers about sugar and aging. Many people ask whether all sugar is bad after 60. The answer is no, not at all. Naturally occurring sugars found in whole fruits, vegetables, and plain dairy products come packaged with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that benefit your body. The concern is with added sugars, the sugars that manufacturers add to processed foods for flavor, texture, or shelf life. Those are the ones to watch and limit. Another common question is about artificial sweeteners and whether they're better options. Some people tolerate artificial sweeteners well and find them helpful for reducing sugar intake. Others notice digestive discomfort, headaches, or increased appetite after using them. The research is mixed. Some studies suggest they're safe in moderation, while others raise concerns about their long-term effects on metabolism and health. The best approach is moderation and paying attention to how your body responds. If you use them sparingly and focus more on retraining your taste buds to enjoy less sweeten. As overall, people often wonder whether reducing sugar can actually help with joint pain. There is evidence to suggest that lower sugar intake may help reduce inflammation in the body, since inflammation is a major contributor to joint pain and stiffness. Many people do report improved joint comfort when they reduce added sugars. It's not a guaranteed cure, but it's a simple dietary change that could support your overall joint health, especially when combined with other anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, leafy greens, and nuts. Another frequent question is how fast will I notice changes if I cut back on sugar. This varies from person to person, but many people report feeling better within 2 to 3 weeks. You might notice more stable energy throughout the day, fewer cravings for sweets, better sleep, and sometimes even reduced bloating or digestive discomfort. Changes in weight, blood sugar levels, and inflammation markers typically take a bit longer, usually 4 to 8 weeks. But they do happen with consistent effort. Finally, people ask whether they should cut sugar out completely. Not necessarily. Complete elimination isn't required and often isn't sustainable. The goal is awareness and balance. Focus on reducing added sugars, especially from processed foods, while still enjoying whole fruits and the occasional treat. Most health organizations recommend limiting added sugar to about 25 grams per day for women and 36 grams per day for men. For many older adults, even staying under 30 grams total is a great goal. Moderation and mindfulness are far more sustainable than strict elimination. Here's a simple guide you can save or remember to help with your daily choices when it comes to foods to avoid often. These include flavored yogurt with added sugar, sugary breakfast cereals and granola, bottled salad dressings with sweeteners, fruit juice and sweetened smoothies, and bread with added sugar. Instead, focus on doing more of these healthier alternatives. Choose plain yogurt with fresh fruit, plain oatmeal, eggs, or unsweetened cereal for B. Breakfast, use olive oil and vinegar for salads. Eat whole fruit instead of juice, and read labels to choose low-sugar bread. For quick wins that make an immediate difference, try swapping one sugary item per week. Add protein to every meal. Drink water, herbal tea, or black coffee instead of sweetened beverages, and make one homemade meal instead of relying on processed foods. Here's a daily routine suggestion that brings it all together. In the morning, start with plain oatmeal topped with berries and walnuts, or scrambled eggs with whole grain toast that has no added sugar. Drink water or black coffee. For lunch, build a salad with leafy greens, grilled chicken or fish, olive oil and vinegar dressing, and a side of whole fruit. Remember to pair carbs with protein. In the evening, enjoy homemade vegetable soup or a lean protein with roasted vegetables. Avoid sugary sauces or marinades. As a bonus tip, keep a small food journal for 1 week to track where hidden sugars might be sneaking in. Awareness is the first step toward change. When talking with your doctor, here are some helpful conversation starters. You might ask, how much add? D sugar is right for my age and health conditions. Could reducing sugar help with my energy levels or joint discomfort? Are there better snack options that support my health goals? Save this Informa. Tie-in. Take a screenshot if you're watching online and share it with someone you care about. Small changes create big results over time. Here are the trusted sources referenced in today's video. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention published research in 2022 on added sugars and older adults. Their research indicates that excess added sugar is linked to higher rates of type 2 diabetes and heart disease in older adults. Harvard Health Publishing released information in 2021 on the truth about added sugar. Their studies show that added sugars contribute to inflammation, weight gain, and metabolic stress, particularly in aging populations. The National Institutes of Health published findings in 2020 on nutrition and aging. Their research demonstrates that aging bodies process sugar less efficiently, which increases sensitivity to blood sugar fluctuations and metabolic challenges. The American Heart Association released guidelines in 2022 on sugar and heart health. Their recommendations emphasize limiting added sugars to support cardiovascular health, especially for adults over 60. The Mayo Clinic published guidance in 2023 on healthy eating after 60. Their materials emphasize the importance of whole foods and label awareness for long-term wellness in older adults now. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. Everything we've shared today is for educational purposes to help you make informed choices about your health. I always encourage you to work with your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or lifestyle. They know your personal health history best and can guide you on what's right for your specific situation. Every person is unique, and what works wonderfully for William might need small adjustments for you. Your healthcare team is your best partner in this journey toward better energy, balanced blood sugar, and improved overall health. The personal experiences shared in this video, including William's story, are based on common patterns observed in older adults who reduce hidden sugar intake. Individual results may vary, and these stories are meant to inspire and educate, not to guarantee specific outcomes. Small steps matter. Awareness powers choice, and your health journey after 60 deserves clarity, not confusion. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.